Okay, so Vision Films have got a new one dropping. It is called Dance Rivals. Okay, so it is directed by Nayip Ramos and written by Jimmy T. Summerall. The film is produced by, well, produced by Ryan Armendariz, right? And Jimmy T. Somerville. They both also executive produce. Um, it's co-produced by Laura Krystine. Associate produced by Nicole Gomez, Drew Lane, Lyle Lindale, and Hunter Somerville. Right. And co-executive produced by Robert E. Mink, John Stippick. Yeah, cinematography is Cameron Schmuka. Jeff Wright edits a piece. Ryan Armendariz also is set decoration and costume design. Erica Bruckner and Sarah Ravitz took care of hair and makeup. And then our cast. Well, we have got Lex, who is played by Savannah Lee. Lex has a younger sister, Kerry, played by Ava Whitworth. And her mum is Rachel, played by Maria Canals-Barrera. Yes, then there's Travis, right? Love interest, played by Gunnar Burkhard. He's he's got his friend Aaron, played by Josh Price. Then his other friend Blaze, played by Hayden Summerall. Right. There is Skylar, played by Laura Krystine. We've got Jordan, played by Simmons Arnold. Lucky, played by Bailey Sook. Carly, played by Mia Licosti. Max, played by Jalen Forward. Krisha, played by Bridge Barrera. Lizzie, played by Liliana Ketchman. Olivia, played by Blanche Arnold. Coco, played by Reese LaRocca. Emma, played by Felicity Schwab. Angel, played by Kylie Malik. Alex, played by Dion Jean. We get some flashbacks from Lex's youth, and her dad in those is played by Reet Wellington. There's Jen, played by Bella Blanding. George, played by Kip Pierce. George is Skylar's dad. Yeah. The younger version of Lex we see in the flashbacks is played by Lola Armendariz. Right. The landlord is played by David Barrera. There's Isaac, played by Ken Dubois. And the host of the LA competition is played by Jaheim Toombs. So, what is this about, you may ask? Well, when a talented young dancer moves to Los Angeles with her family, she is nervous about fitting in. As she teaches her younger sister's dance team, she is quickly noticed and recruited by a top dance squad in the city. But tensions rise between her and the reigning dance queen, so they each assemble their own crews and settle their differences on the dance floor. It's that, it's that typical dance movie thing, right? Ah, man, this film is an interesting. Now, supposedly in the Vision press release, it talks about a lot of these, actors, actresses are TikTok sensations, right? I don't know how much acting a lot of them have done, or if they're just here through, the social media fame. But really, there's like, dancers working on this, doing the choreography, all of that, which is, I'm guessing if you're in the circles, you'll know who these people are, right? Um, it kind of feels like a gateway drug, right? It's that entry level dance type of film, you know. There's the more popular ones like Bring It On, Save the Last Dance. I I feel there's another dance one like Glee. It might be Glee. I don't even know, man. All these weird kind of dance shows and all of that, right? But this one, I say entry level, right? Because it's non-offensive, right? You haven't got there's no hard language, it's very PG, right? It is for a younger audience, right? There's no nudity, there's no explicit sexual tension. Like you have people liking each other and all of that, but it's not hot and heavy, as it were, right? So I think it works for a younger audience because we have issues. We have big issues here, right? Like this parent family trying to make life work. We've got Lex, she's still kind of dealing with her dad leaving, and then them having to move around, right? So it's making those friend groups, it's fitting in, it's feeling that self-worth. So you have these big issues, but we don't really go too deep in any of them, right? We skirt around. It's kind of like Jack and Ori in that sense, because there's certain things which could really be explored, but it's all kind of papered over pretty quickly, you know. The fact that the dad has gone, I think, is kind of you. At some points, you get the sense he might have died. In others, feel he left, but that's kind of it. Now it happened. I get the sense because we don't get an actual date, but I feel they say 10 years, right? It's been 10 years since he left. So some of the stuff you do kind of feel this can't be a just now thing, right? Like, how come this hasn't been talked about or addressed? Right? She's not in therapy, or the mum's just not going, well, yeah, I know this is an issue, right? So there's things like that. The chemistry between everyone, it's it's a bit kind of shiny. You know what I mean? It doesn't really feel authentic, right? They're trying to sell it as authentic, but it's just a bit forced, just a bit forced. Like we have interactions, right? When Lex first meets Travis, he's like, "Is there something on my face?" She's like, "Ah," you know, giggling, and he's like, "You're funny," and it's just like, what was this? They look because when you first meet someone, you can feel flustered, right? You can feel nervous, but the interaction just felt clunky rather than those things, and that was for me a big part of this film where you have certain interaction scenarios and they're really trying to sell them but they just come across a little bit clunky, right? That it could do with a bit more finesse. Like I think a mum's trying to go on a date ish kind of thing. And that feels just weird, right? Everything that spills from that, uh, just Kerry, when Kerry goes to a new school and the dance team, right? That whole thing seemed weird because you got the sense that a hazing or a trick is gonna be played, but it's not. So it's just the energy was real off in the scene, right? It's those kind of things, right? You have people leaving a dance group, but when you kind of look at the direction, you're just like, wait, how is that happening? You know what I mean? And how could someone pick up the moves in a day? In a day, right? You had these weird scenarios of like, I don't know if that can happen, and to the level of, right? And to the level of, this is the thing, So listen, it's another little film, but I feel it's for a specific audience, right? It's for a specific audience. And if you want a film that, you want your little kid to maybe pick up on some life lessons and that kind of thing, I think you could give them this, right? It's for the people that um I feel gravitate to material like In the Spotlight, you know. Oh, what was that Nashville film we covered? It's no, A Rocky Mountain Affair, right? That one. Um Oh man, there's just those certain films. Uh, like gosh, Ruby's Choice, right? That's another good example, I feel. Um, yeah, Princess Hale, you know, those type of films. If you like those type of films, your kid, a Nashville Wish, right? Another one, because they're pretty inoffensive, you know? They're pretty inoffensive. They're not um rude or crude or anything like that. So I think you've got that audience, and Dance Rivals fits into that. It fits into that. So if they're your type of films, this is the one to go. If you really want a cutting edge, great dance film, I don't think this is it, right? The dance moves, they all feel a bit samey, you know? It's all a little bit samey. Um, and I guess, right? A big thing is the weird the weird dialogue, like with Blaze. Oh man, it all felt a little bit forced. Like, bet you know it. Oh yeah, she's so hot. Like it just all felt like a little bit forced. But as I said, this is I feel for that younger audience. You know what I mean? Younger audience. If it's faith based, or just you want something that is not, it's not crude, it's not rude, right? Then Dance Rivals is your film, and it is dropping on all VODs from the 16th of July.